Once upon a time, in a certain village, there lived a young maiden called Ulemma. Ulemma was a very beautiful girl. She was an elegant and also a tall young lady. In her time, Ulemma was considered the most beautiful among the maidens. Other maidens and the villagers admired her beauty and elegance anytime she passes. The pregnant women always wishes and pray in their hearts to have children who will grow up and be as beautiful as Ulemma. The maidens always wished that the gods could have blessed them with a little of Ulemma's beauty. Not long, suitors began to ask for her hand in marriage. The young men of the village who have reached the age of marriage began to come to Ulemma's house in order to ask her father for her hand in marriage. But Ulemma refused to marry any of them. Ulemma continued rejecting suitors from her village, even from the neighboring villages. She refused to marry any of the young men coming for her hand in marriage, for she felt that none of the men were rich and handsome enough to marry a beautiful girl like her. The villagers began to talk about her arrogance and pride. Because of the way Ulemma rejects suitors, some of the villagers were no longer happy with her attitude. The young men of the village whom she rejected were not pleased with her, while the maidens of the village wished that she could just accept one young suitor as her husband so that the other men will notice them and stop hoping she will one day accept them. One day, the story of how Ulemma has been rejecting suitors reached the land of the spirits. They heard of how arrogant and proud she has become due to her beauty and how she has been disgracing and rejecting young men who came for her hand in marriage. So they decided to send one of their own in order to teach her a lesson. And so one of the spirits, called Ananti, decided to go. Ananti, the spirit, changed himself into a handsome young man. He then came to Ulemma's village to seek for her hand in marriage. Ulemma immediately agreed to marry him. She refused to wait for her parents to make the necessary enquiries about the young man according to their custom and tradition, for she was attracted by the man's handsomeness and riches. In the end, her parents had no option than to allow her get married to the young man. After the marriage, the young man insisted that he must go back to his village that same day. Ulemma's parents pleaded with him to wait till tomorrow morning, for it's almost nightfall, but he refused to wait. When they left Ulemma's village and have walked many miles into the forest, Ulemma became afraid and worried. She was worried because all this while they haven't met any single person on their way. There was no house to suggest that people are living there, but her husband, Ananti, told her not to worry, that they will soon arrive. They continued walking into the forest until it was midnight. And when it was midnight, Ulemma's handsome husband turned into a spirit. Ulemma became afraid When she saw how ugly her husband has become, the spirit told her that he turned into a human and married her so that he will teach her a lesson. He told her that he will take her to his kingdom and turn her to a slave till the day she dies. When Ulemma heard this, she became sad. She then regretted the way she rejected the young men that came for her hand in marriage. She then wished that the gods would pity her and come for her rescue, promising to change her ways if she ever returns to her village. During the night, when the spirit decided to rest, Ulemma felt a tap on her body. When she opened her eyes, she saw a young hunter. The hunter signaled her not to make any noise so she won't wake the spirit up. The hunter then escaped the forest with Ulemma. The hunter took her to her parents' house and then he told Ulemma and her parents how on the day of her marriage he was inside the forest hunting for animals when he saw Ulemma's husband turn into a spirit, and so he decided to follow them until he rescued her. Her parents were happy and thanked the man for saving their daughter. So from that day, Ulemma became humble. Ulemma later got married to the hunter who saved her, and they lived happily ever after. So the story of Ulemma and the spirit teaches us not to be proud because of what we have. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel as it will help me grow. Bye.